Hey, everybody. I don't know why that was so delayed. There's always something. What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. If you're a misogynist lesbian, make some noise. Make some noise in the club. Hi, everyone. How are you? Happy Friday evening. What is up? Oh my goodness. How are y'all? What a banger H3 we had today. We also have so much to talk about outside of H3. Thank you, everybody. I see all those little member stars. Thank you. Yes, Deej is spamming right now the Discord link. You can join that even if you're not a paying member. But if you are a paying member, you get extra special little channels on Discord. And then, membery perk things like tomorrow I'm doing a mukbang where I'm answering questions about myself. And my wife, actually. There were questions about my wife. We're going to be doing that tomorrow for lunchtime. So I think it's 11:30 a.m. here, which will be nice. It's East Coast time. So if y'all have been staying up really late to hang out, whatever that is behind me on the wall just looks like creepy, like Mothman eyes. I don't know what that is. Oh, it's some of the streamers. If you've been hoping for like a daytime live and you're a member tomorrow, you're in luck. So what's going to happen is we're going to do the live just for members, answer all these cool questions, right? And after the mukbang, y'all will be able to, if you're not a member, you'll be able to watch the VOD, but it's going to be members only live and live chat. And so I can't wait to do that. We're going to be trying Raising Cane's, which I think I've had like once, but I do not remember anything about it. Maybe that's a bad sign. I don't know. We'll find out. We will find out. So there is that. So thank you for all the members. I mean, we got so many members overnight. When was it? Was it Wednesday night that we got? I'm trying to fix this here. There we go. We got so many members. So thank you everybody for joining the Gwamily. Maybe I'll let me show the tiers again because I did it all very quickly. It was at the end of the stream on Monday night. And I didn't even think it was going to be ready because I was waiting for YouTube to approve the tiers. And I happened to look one last time at like past midnight and everything was ready to go. And so I just fired it and y'all showed up. So here are the tiers. Shout out Canva. So welcome to the Gwamily. So if you are a member, you get obviously the custom emotes or whatever you want to call them in the chat. You also get a bunch of those on Discord. You get the member only lives, which as I said, one's happening tomorrow. Member only chat also happening tomorrow. It might happen in the future on live videos or live streams that are open to everyone. Tonight we're going subbies only. So as long as you're subbed, you're cool. VIP Discord access. So that is where you get to ask me any questions you want. We get to talk about food and I get to see stuff you're cooking. You get to see stuff I'm cooking. There's a book club chat that is just going ham as well. There's also the Teddy Fresh showcase where you can show off your Teddy Fresh drip as well. So there are a bunch of great channels if you can't pay, and there are extra channels if you can. You're also going to get access to the Vault, which is a bunch of old YouTube content I made with my friends, and also some interviews I did in different iterations of like creative things I did. And those were really, really fun. So I think you guys will like those. And not lastly, but lastly for now is Gwam Gossip Time. I'm probably going to start doing these like on probably Wednesday nights. We'll have a public stream, and then I will go members only at the end of that, and we will do like a secret gossip time where I can talk to you guys about some stuff from my past, which I've teased a little bit, but there's more. There's tons of stuff. So definitely join, because that's going to be fun. But, the pricing is very important, to me at least, because it's a sliding scale. So it's a pay what you can system, and you get all of the perks for the lowest price, which is $2.99. So if you want to be a member and say thank you, it's $3 a month, US. And if you want to pay a little more or a lot more, if you want to be a Gwamly God or a Saudi benefactor, that's just you showing extra love. That's just you showing extra love, and I appreciate it so much. But trying to keep it nice and affordable so everybody can get in if they'd like. And as I said, free for all, now that memberships are open, is the general Discord. So yeah, that's the site. I mean, that's the tea for members. Thank you, Jen. We already got a new member. Shout out, Jen. Thank you so much. Someone said Discord is never not cancer. Well, we'll see how long ours remains benign. I think the mods are doing a fantastic job. Obviously, we got to give a shout out to the mods who are always doing an amazing job. They're coming up with all kinds of fun activities to happen on the Discord, and just working really hard to keep things fun, keep things light, and keep things like unsnarky. Like I specifically asked that certain things are not allowed, and talking about snark and drilling down into that shit, that is not what we're going to be doing on my Discord. So while you might think it's fun, and it's, that's something you can get on Reddit, we're keeping the Discord snark free for as much as possible, So thank you everyone. Yes, Alex the Fiction is definitely a snarker. He's also very problematic. But we'll talk about that later. Okay, so speaking of snark, Taylor Lorenz decided to talk out the side of her mouth and call me a misogynist this week. Was this today? Might have been today. So Ethan gave me a shout out on the members episode on Wednesday, which obviously very predictably brought the snarkers around. Oh, let me turn my alert boxes back on. Sorry. Thank you, Jeanette. Welcome, Kristen. So yeah, there's this very predictable pattern of Ethan mentions me on the show, in his stories or whatever, and then immediately
Guante be with you and also with you.
Thank you, Kristen. Immediately I have snarkers looking through my stuff, right? And saying shit. Ethan, shout out Soundbites in the Dump channel. Yay! Awesome. Thank you. So, of course, one of the head snarkers, the queen snarkers, decided to hop on the bandwagon because she loves following and retweeting these people. And so here is what she had to say. So this is one of the more toxic accounts on Twitter is this Rusty Shackelford person. Hey baby, they are very often up my nuts. Let me move this over a little bit so you guys can see it. And I'll just make this a little smaller. So they're very often up my nuts, and this week has been no exception. And so Taylor, who of course must follow all of these people, or has a Google alert for Ethan Klein, I don't know what it is. Genuinely don't know what it is. Decided to retweet his criticism of me, who he called me Ethan Klein's new stooge. And this is in response to my video that I made, the short of my segment, which was about these women. It was like a minute-long clip of me being annoyed that all of these women keep
she's really funny and good. Check it out.
Thank you, Benabel. There's all these women that keep signing up to not just defend Hassan, but to like put their own credibility on the line and, in my opinion, lie to negatively impact Ethan and Hila and the crew for no reason other than to hurt them and make Hassan look better. These are my opinions. This is what I feel. To me, it seems very unfeminist to do, right? And so Taylor, of course, was in the picture that I included, because who is diving on more grenades than she right now? And this is what she had to say. The most misogynistic thing about Ethan Klein / his defenders, so calling me a misogynist, is how they only position me and other women in the context of a man. I've reported on gender-based online abuse for 15 years for top outlets. Have you worked at those top outlets lately? But none of my work is ever acknowledged. I'm just some woman in Hassan's orbit. Now, Taylor, let's just get into it, because I don't have the patience to just beat around the bush here. I'm not going to debate with anybody, and not you, if I am a misogynist or not, because that is maybe the stupidest shit I've ever been called. And I was called homophobic this week. And you calling me misogynistic is still stupider. So I am not going to engage with that, because there's no point. I think I'm not a misogynist. And this is just more of like that bad faith shit. And I say that because you refuse to criticize the pretty blatant misogyny within your camp in any real way, because you think it will harm the movement, right? But movements are harmed by not rooting out misogyny. So because you refuse to acknowledge and report on the actual misogyny happening among your male associates, I'm pretty sure your radar for what is misogynistic is broken. So I don't care if you think that I'm a misogynist. I don't care, because I don't trust your misogyny radar. And also, I don't need to turn around and call you a misogynist and do this whole like Spider-Man pointing at himself shit between two women, because there are many other terms that actually fit for you, like a fucking hack. So let's dive in. As two women born somewhere between 1984 and 1987. I'm 1986, if you want to share. If you want to share the year that you were born. No? Okay. We should just level with each other. We are grown-ass women. We are approaching 40. Maybe we're already 40. Maybe we're older than 40. You know that I see you as more than just some woman in Hassan's orbit. And that's why your evolution, your metamorphosis has been so disappointing to me and so hard to watch. Because maybe you don't remember, but we were mutuals. Like, we followed each other on Instagram. I complimented your journalism with your interview with Chaya Raichik, the head of Libs of TikTok, right? And at one point we were throwing around the idea of possibly doing like an interview of some kind together, right? Like me interviewing you on my show or whatever. Like there was this moment, right? Didn't happen. That's fine. But there was that like mutual respect and conversation about, you know, each other's work. So it really doesn't fly for you to group me in with just all of Ethan Klein's defenders who are treating you a certain way, because that is not what's happening with me. I don't only see you as Hassan's puppet, but the fact that I do know you are capable of so much more than whatever journalism you're doing right now, specifically in the leftist sphere, specifically focused on smearing someone who does not impact Israel and Gaza at all. Ethan and Ethan.
See you at the after party.
Thank you, Millicent. That is why I'm so disappointed in you. And that is why I talk about you. I don't think that you are a misogynist. And I don't think that we need to do that to each other. But as a woman and as a feminist and a writer,
see you at the after party.
Thank you. I am disappointed in this path that you've chosen. Because this is, like I've said, this is not the only thing you do, right? You also, to me, in my opinion, push false narratives about children.
Yeah, she's
on
really
social
funny
media.
and good. Check it out.
I gotta try to turn these off for a second. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, your recent reporting about social media actually being good for the mental health of children, I don't agree with. Phones in schools, I don't agree with that either. So it's not the only thing you do. It's also not the only thing these other creators do. But the thing about short form content is you only get a little piece of it, right? So I think it's disingenuous for you to act outraged and to, dismiss my argument as reductive because you watched a 30-second clip, right? You know, because Hassan's always going on about context, right? Like I have a lot more to say about you than just this. But it does seem this is a big part of your day, about a part of your week, to sweep for Hassan, to attack Ethan, to retweet all of these hate accounts. Like that seems like a big part of your life right now as a working journalist, which just seems very strange. And to me, any amount of that, any amount of like retweeting the stuff that you retweet, the people you retweet who are actively lying and you know they're lying, that compromises your credibility as a working journalist. Like on top of the retweets, also going on live and saying things like don't believe your eyes, which is like directly in competition with what you learn as a journalist, right? Saying stuff like that, like I just feel like that's not something a journalist should be saying. It just all, in my opinion, degrades your integrity as a writer. And I don't know, it just feels very disingenuous because you set it up as if you are on some sort of principled moral crusade to help people, to help further socialism, to free Palestine, but all you're really doing is retweeting these dishonest accounts that are literally just set up for harassment purposes. How is that? What kind of reflection does that have on you as a journalist? I've seen people compare what I do to what you and these other women do, right? Like that, and like say, oh, well, you're a puppet of Ethan Klein. There is no question. I'm a huge fan, huge H3 fan, have been for a long, long time. That's why I'm doing this, because I have so many opinions about the show, about their takes on things, that I wanted to go online and talk about them, because hardly anyone in my real life even knows what H3 is, right? I think that's an experience for a lot of people who are terminally online, as I think we both are, right? But for you to literally say to me that I am nothing but an Ethan Klein defender, that's the same thing that you're accusing me of doing, right? Like now we're just doing you're a misogynist, you're a misogynist. It's not misogyny for you to say that I am a defender of Ethan Klein. It's also not misogyny for me to say that you are acting like Hassan's puppet. It is me, as a feminist, being critical of you, a fellow woman, which is not fucking misogyny. Like we have to talk about these things, right? Like we have to be critical of each other, or the wrong people and the wrong ideas are going to get perpetuated. That's why I am so frustrated with the way that women just shrug and look the other way at all of the stuff that Hassan is doing, because it feels like he should be called to the carpet a little bit. I mean, the dude literally said he refuses to become a better feminist after multiple feminists tried to call him in, because if he did, it wouldn't be genuine, that he would just be pretending and lying instead of actually learning and growing and being a better feminist, or a feminist at all. Like the fact that you don't criticize that stuff, I don't trust you to decide what is misogynist or misogynistic. I don't trust you to do that, because you aren't being ethical. You aren't critiquing people equally, right? I defend the people that I watch when I think that they deserve a defense. I understand that you are doing that for Hassan as well, but I think you also have a huge blind spot, right? And maybe you think that about me too, but I'm not lying about things. And I think you know that you are. That's the wild thing, right? And I don't understand what the benefit is for you to sacrifice your integrity like this. So yeah, you can go ahead and keep calling me a misogynist. I don't care. But I did just want to talk, woman to woman about this, and set some things straight, One post doesn't reduce you to someone in a man's orbit, but I do think that you have traded in a lot of professional credibility to do whatever this is. Like, I don't understand why you're doing it. I will say I do not traffic in the whole, oh, Taylor just wants to suck Hassan's dick. I think that's trashy. I don't care about that. That's not of interest to me. I would hope that your heart is in the right place, but that you have been misled to believe that attacking Ethan Klein is somehow fighting the biggest, most important fight on the internet for the soul of our people, right? Like, you're spending a lot of time doing stuff that is in my opinion immoral, unethical, for something that isn't going to matter in the end, is not going to make an impact. Like spreading propaganda, incorrect information disinformation about Ethan Klein and Hila is not going to make anything better. Who is that helping? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Like, Israeli Americans who are against West Bank settlements, against the occupation, against the genocide, should be our allies, because they actually have family and friends in Israel whom they can influence. But instead, y'all have made them the enemy, and I don't understand it past the fact that Hassan has decided that these are the worst people on the internet because they dared to criticize him. It's hard not to think that that's what this is. So yes, I do believe that if you are spreading propaganda and disinformation that just supports the ego of a man, that's unfeminist as hell. I don't think you're a misogynist, but I do, as a fellow woman, I do question your motives and your actions, right? Like this whole no bad tactics, only bad targets makes you guys look terrible. People don't want to follow a liar. They don't want to follow people who are dishonest with them. It doesn't matter what their politics are. Like if we're going to do this, if we're going to move things further left, we have to be honest with each other. We have to have accountability to ourselves, right? And we don't have to lie. We have the better ideas. We have the better policies. All of this weird smearing is unnecessary. We don't need a scapegoat who is already on our side. Like that is an insane thing to do. And it's just more evidence of the left shooting themselves in the foot. So that's what I have to say. I, again, don't care if you think I'm a misogynist. I don't think you're a misogynist. I question your feminist ethics and your journalistic ethics based on the blind eye you turn to literally anything Hassan does. Like nothing he does is ever worthy of criticism. And if I'm wrong, please show me a place where you have criticized him. And then ask yourself internally, do I believe that Hassan Piker is a feminist? I would love to know your answer to that, truly. I would ask you, but, you turned off comments and retweets on Twitter. So, and you blocked me. So I can't ask you. But if you, I would love to see the work on why you think Hassan is a feminist worth defending. When he himself said he refused to learn how to actually be one because he would just be lying. Like he's incapable of, he's disinterested in actually doing the work to be a better ally. I don't know how you square that. I don't know how you square that and how you just blindly follow someone, Like I've seen a lot of feminist qualities in Ethan Klein. I know there's shit in the past that has been very questionable. I don't defend any of it. But he has given a lot of space on his channel to talk about gender-based abuse, specifically having victims on to tell their stories, right? He has cut people off very publicly in his life for the same, right? For gender-based abuse and harassment. So, I don't know. I don't think any man is perfect. I don't think any man is, as I say, no male faves, because you just never know. Enough has happened where it has become very, very hard to enjoy and trust men in the public sphere, right? You just never know. But I see rehabilitation in Ethan. I see that he has grown incredibly as a feminist, as a progressive. I don't understand throwing someone like that away, especially as leftists who believe in the idea of like restorative justice and like rehabilitation. I don't understand throwing out what you might consider an imperfect ally when the extreme left spends so much time courting the votes of Trumpers that they are more redeemable than Ethan and Ela Klein. That makes no sense to me. That liberals are less redeemable, have less potential, are more evil and, insidious than Trump voters who are actively racist, sexist, homophobic, transphobic, xenophobic, right? That has never made sense to me as a progressive. It seems to fly in the face of the idea of, having any sort of coalition that'll ever work. So, I guess that's it. I am open to chatting more about whether or not I'm a misogynist with you, Taylor. But based on the most recent DMs we had together, I think I know where that would go. And it wouldn't be anywhere interesting. So call me what you want. And that's for everybody out there. Call me what you want. If I don't respect you, then I don't care about what you call me. Doesn't matter to me. And it shouldn't matter to you. It shouldn't matter to you what I call you, right? Like if you don't respect me, it shouldn't matter to you what I call you. That might save you a lot of grief in life to learn that. Taylor, please call in. She would never. She doesn't even use my name when she does this shit. I don't know what that means. Maybe she just thinks I'm irrelevant. But yeah. So that's that. That's me on Taylor for the evening. It's been a while since I chatted about her. She will appear shortly in a later segment. But let's get into the show. We'll talk about we'll go through some timestamps from today, and then I'm going to share my interview via DM with Cruel World Happy Mind, Madison Harnish. She's been all up in everybody's DMs, except Alex the Fiction's apparently. And he's really mad about that. Right, buddy? So Madison, if you're listening, Alex the Fiction demands answers. And he's ready to give you a platform to keep stepping in it. Madison, please. All right, I think I can turn these back on because I see new membies coming in. Thank you guys so much. Oh, where is it? There it is. Yeah, thank you to all the new members. Oop, I see some gifties as well. Thank you, Habanero Sriracha. Yeah, none of it makes any sense. You're right. This is, let me just do this. Oh my God, and Habanero sent a bunch of gifted memberships. Thank you so much. And so did Billiam. Shout out. Thank you, Naomi. Welcome, Kristen. Oh my God, Jeanette upgraded to Gwamly God. Thank you so much. Lana sending gifties out here. Welcome, Jen. Welcome, Parker. Oh my gosh, Parker became a Saudi benefactor. Thank you, Small Bean Love. What were we talking about earlier? I feel like I messaged you about something, or like just responded to you about something, maybe in the Discord. Welcome, Dina, and welcome, Hillary. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for the gift. What is the super chat? Persephone. I love that. Guante be with you and also with you. Alex, thank you so much for the gift. Adam. Oh, God. So, yeah, Cruel World Happy Mind has been in everyone's DMs. I decided, because she seemed to be so open to responding to people, I decided to see if I could dig in on some specific questions. It wasn't about confronting her and being like, how dare you for lying? I wanted to learn more about her research process. Do I fully believe what she told me? No. No. But we're going to read it together and see if we can parse things out. I will say she definitely has a style, which is just like a wall of text. But we will get there. Let's start with the fun stuff. We had Teddy Glow premiere today on the show. And raise your hands in chat, or actually put a little lipstick in chat if you ordered some Teddy Glow today. I cannot wait to get mine. it was nice to see the product in action and not just being like rubbed all over Ethan's face like sunscreen. But it was really cool. I mean, the micellar water thing, essential. I cannot wait. I cannot wait for that shit. Look at everybody. That's awesome. I wish I'm too broke at the moment, but hopefully soon. Oh, girl, I know that move for sure. I am in that space right now too. Ethan did great. I think Nicole was a great teacher. I just followed her on YouTube. You guys should too. It sounds like she's trying to do more YouTube content. And she said mostly people just want the short stuff. I'll watch a full video, girly. I will watch and do one of your tutorials if you do one. Once I get the product, we will do obviously a full unboxing review. And then I want to try to do the makeup look that's on the actual website. Because Nicole went very subtle, right? Which is great. But I want to do the crazy one that's on the website. This one, it's going to be crazy. And you know what? After doing those Halloween, I want to do this lovely person on the right's look. After the Halloween practice runs of doing different kinds of crazy makeup, I think that I might be able to do this. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. But I can kind of like see the steps it would take to some degree. We're going to try it. We're going to try it and see what happens. So yeah, very, very excited about that. And I love that Tamara was was Ethan's partner on this. A lot of people were saying it was like a father and daughter. I saw one person saying like a single father helps his daughter get ready for his quinceañera while her Tia films. I just thought that was so cute. And also, while I was getting timestamps, I just happened to pause on this moment of Ethan blowing air just like directly into Tamara's eyeball. So freaking cute. We really got a glimpse of like Ethan in another timeline as a girl dad with this drop and this this demo be with today. You and also with you. Thank you, Jolly Boohoo. So yeah, let's look a little more closely at the makeup challenge with Tamara and Ethan. Specifically, the eyeliner piece just felt like it was so inspired to have two people with Tourette's doing this.
Yeah,
like
she's really funny and good. Check it out.
Because they're like, sit still, stop moving, close your eyes. And then Ethan trying to do it really still. So here are Tamara and Ethan trying not to injure each other.
All right, close.
The goop dude.
See you at the after party.
Diagonally up and then bringing it back.
There's the Tia coming in. Lena looking fucking gorgeous today.
Don't move.
As always. Don't move.
No, seriously, don't move.
Don't worry,
Perfect.
you can clean it up
And
if you
then
need afterwards.
You see,
That's
like
right.
you want to start like halfway. So when you're halfway here, like
so warm compared to him.
See you at the after party.
It's like
He's so
corpse.
he's like a corpse.
It's true. I mean, it is true.
oh my god, that's
I'm freezing. I'm telling you, I'm always freezing here.
ice box. So you want to start like halfway here and drag. Stop it.
Tamara's so
Drag.
cute.
Close your eyes.
That's what I'm saying. She's a horrible freaking subject.
Want to be with you and also with you.
Like to here, like to make that wing. You know what I'm saying?
So, but do I do from the edge or the
No.
middle?
Start in like the middle, like
Okay.
yeah, like that.
Okay, close your eyes and don't move. Chris.
Don't move. It's like she
Yeah,
has
yeah.
some like facial tics and he has his hand tics. It was just like a perfect combination. I feel like they also should have had, well, if they had more people.
See you at the after party.
Thank you, Tiffany. They could have had AB do Lena's makeup with his shaky hands, and he and Ethan could have competed. Wait, what's Kristen saying? Hi, Gwam. 3 rebooked flights later, and I've arrived in Miami. Woo! Have fun! Oh, you'll miss my lives the most. That's very sweet. Thank
See
you
you at the
Kristen.
after
Have
party.
fun. Oh my gosh, so many people coming in. Thank you, thank you. All right, so yeah, let's do a little bit more of this.
Like that.
Good job.
Go
He
like on
honestly
the
did a
back
great
foot.
job.
Yeah. Now change
Oh,
it
yeah.
again. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go. It's so yeah. She was
See you
saying
at the
like
after
eyeliner pen is like
party.
so thin. Thank you, Snorges Borges. And yeah, that's what I need. I need a little tiny one. Like I wish I had this when I was doing some of the Halloween looks, like doing the lips on the skeleton, the skull makeup. That really would have come in handy.
See you at the after party.
Yeah. Okay. Now you're gonna follow
That's
it
not
in
bad.
all the way to the inner corner.
On the bottom,
No, on her lid,
the top.
the top, like that.
So funny.
All right, definitely don't move.
It's like I must have learned how to do these things at some point, but it just feels kind of like even though I don't wear a ton of makeup all the time, I'm like obviously it's a top lid, but man, he like Guante be with you and
really is
also with
something
you.
that
That
sort
sort of gets conditioned into us as women, doesn't it? The mouth
Right.
moves is so funny.
You smell very
fucking eyeball. Does this go like on the eye? I'm right.
You smell very
Fucking eyeball. Does this go like on the
I'm
eye?
right on your fucking
In
eyeball.
the eyeball, like no, it's like
She's like, what the
right,
fuck?
like
on
I see, I see.
there. You know what I'm saying?
Dry it out.
Yes, I do.
Guante be with you and also with you. Thank you, thank you.
Perfect.
I just love laughing.
She
don't
heard
like
love
love.
laugh.
Just a little, like, harsh. Looks a little harsh.
Love and I like the goop juice.
It's a weird angle.
Juice.
Isn't it a weird angle?
Well, it's kind of hard when you're
Not
sitting
done.
down. You know
Not
what I'm
done.
saying?
Turn towards me a little
Oh
bit.
my god.
Guante be with you and also with you.
Has a huge underbite.
That was crazy.
Just sound like a friend I
Not
Sitting
done.
down.
Not done.
Isn't it a
She
weird
says he
angle?
sounds like her friend with a huge
Well,
underbite.
it's kind of hard when you're
Not
sitting
done.
down. You know
Not
what
done.
I'm saying?
Turn towards me a little
Oh
bit.
my god.
You sound like a friend I have that has a huge underbite.
What's that have to do with me?
Just saying.
Like a dog.
See you at the after party.
Like a dog.
No, he's a person.
You really should make.
I love that Nicole thought her friend with an underbite was a dog. I'm sorry, a dog. Like a dog? This was a great episode. If you haven't watched it yet, I just want to show little bits because it's so good. The other one I wanted to show from the makeup piece was...
Yeah, she's really funny and good. Check it
Oh my
out.
God, thank you, Ethan. This is Ethan proving why doing your makeup, or why drag queens call doing your makeup beating your face. Here's some of the foundation portion of the look. Ethan looks scared.
I use the sponge.
Guante
Yeah,
be
like-
with you and also with you.
Use the other
Thank you,
part.
Katie.
I use
James
this
Hill,
part.
thank you for the 5 gifted.
Well, that's not the part you're supposed. There's a reason
A
it looks
dog?
cleaner. It's because nobody uses it.
I'll just black my.
Well, yeah, I definitely recommend that. Either way. All right, we're gonna conceal.
Beautiful. All right, here we go.
See you at the after
And
party.
then we're gonna.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The
that
notifications
looks
are
great.
louder than me. Holy shit. Okay, hang on one sec. Thank you for letting me know. Oh yeah, they're like way up. Sorry, guys.
Turn towards the green screen.
All right, let's try this now. I turned them down.
So I'll do this like on top of the color corrector that we
The
did,
corrector,
like,
okay.
Guante
and
be
it'll
with you
you
and
won't
also
see the
with
red
you.
anymore.
Is that good?
And I like to also apply
Coming
the
up.
blush before I apply
I noticed that.
concealer because it kind of like blends better together.
Oh,
Yeah.
You asshole.
I gotta get the nose. The nose will look weird.
He spends so much time on her nose.
What else are you supposed to
Much
do?
better. Cool, thank you.
No, I'm being serious.
Guante be with you and also with
Stop! I have to get it.
Finish it. Finish it.
Well, stop moving, and I could maybe get something done.
Oh my
you. They're
god.
so funny together.
Lena, make him stop.
Boom in chat said, just bought the whole collection. I can't wait to use it for when I'm on camera for work.
Oh
Guante
my
be
god.
with you and also
Wait,
with
what is
you.
your job?
It's coming out really good, isn't it?
Oh my god, her hair is beautiful. I love her curls.
Just trust.
Like-
Look towards the TV, please.
As a curly girl, this is the type of curl I wish I had. Like I've got to be grateful for the curls I have. I love my hair, but if I would love like thicker curly hair. I had a best friend in high school. We were actually born on the same day in the
See
same
you at the
hospital.
after
Shout out twin.
party.
She had like the curly bangs and like the really thick curly hair. Ugh, so jealous. Yeah, Tamara's hair is beautiful. Make him
Hila's
stop.
eyes, goddamn, chat says.
So yeah,
Yay.
here,
Hila is
just
effing
beating that
gorgeous.
face, girl.
What about me?
Tamara looks okay. No, I'm kidding. They've all been saying you look great, Tamara.
Want to be with you and also
She
with
really
you.
does. And when she saw herself, she just really look at this. She really lit up when she saw herself all together. So you guys will have to go check that out if you haven't watched it. I think Tamara might be a budding makeup girly, because it can be a really artistic thing, right? Like even when she was talking about how in college she would go out
bitches.
Naomi gave
and put it all around her
$5.
eyes.
I'm so proud of this community we have. Everyone is so great. This is the best community with the best mods and leader. Raised hand emoji. Raised fist emoji. Raised hand emoji. Raised fist emoji. Raised hand emoji. Raised fist emoji.
I need the
Thank
money
you, Naomi.
for more Chex Mix.
Oh my gosh, the
Cable gave
the chats are way behind.
$9.99. Hi Guam, 3 rebooked flights later and I have arrived in Miami. I will be completely off-grid till Thursday and I will miss your lives the most. Waving hand emoji. Raised fist emoji. Waving hand emoji. Raised fist emoji.
Thank you, Kristen. Oh yeah, Goofs and Gas, and she's like, I got suitors. I love when her British accent comes out a little bit. But yeah, like in college, she would like put it all around her eyes, but that's like kind of artsy, you know? And I think with this makeup specifically, like this super glittery stuff, it's great. I will say she would clean up if she was into women. Like I think that she definitely has a vibe that the ladies would love. I say that about every cool straight girl that I've met. I think she's straight. I don't know. I'm not gonna speculate. But Ethan keeps talking about her parents wanting her to find a nice Jewish man and settle down. So I'm gonna assume from that. But I just kept thinking like some girl would have loved you with that hot pink around your eyes for sure. All right, so that's all I want to show from the makeup one, because it's really, you just gotta watch it. You just gotta watch it on the actual show. So let's talk about Cruel World, Happy Mind. We're gonna talk about Ethan and Hila's debrief after processing for a few days, and I'm not surprised it took a few days, because the way that Madison like talked during that, and you know, it was very like circuitous, right? She like went around in circles. She never really landed on anything. She never really apologized for anything. She kept trying to like distract and deflect with like personal stories and trauma dumping. I mean, that's like high level manipulation, whether she knows she's doing it or not, right? It's hard for me to believe that she's like entirely malicious, but it was definitely manipulative. And to me, it strikes me as someone who is more of like a people pleaser, and people pleasers don't think they're manipulative, but they very much are, right? And that can take a while to sort of untangle in your head and realize how you actually feel about it. So a few days later, Ethan and Hila decide to weigh in on their interview with Cruel World, Happy Mind. And it sounds like Ethan is considering legal action because the videos are still up. They are still full of misinformation, disinformation, what sounds like malicious defamation, right? Because she's been informed that the claims she's made are false and harmful, and she hasn't done anything about them. She's barely edited the video down. We'll talk about that as well. But yeah, let's just get into some of these timestamps. We'll start with how Ethan's view of their interview has changed over time, like since he's had time to process this stuff.
On Monday, and at first I'll say I went into that wanting to be kind and patient, and I'm glad I was. That being said, watching back some of the clips and hearing some of the conversations, and also just seeing like after all this time that the video's still up, my charitability meter is dropping.
And videos, plural, right? There's the original video, and then there's the apology video and the live. And I think all 3 are still up, and only one has been edited, and it was like a minute and 15 seconds, right? That was taken out of it.
It's kind of fallen off a cliff with that. For example, I mean, in our conversation, she conceded everything. I mean, she really didn't stand on anything. It felt to me like she didn't know anything. It felt to me like somebody wrote the script and edited the video, and she literally just read the script.
Yeah, and that's what I think I said that on my last stream, and even in the my initial processing of it just a couple hours later, like that is exactly what it felt like. It felt like she walked in, that she kind of let these researchers handle the research, let them make the script for her, and she was very hands-off for whatever reason. Maybe she was busy, maybe she was working on something else. Maybe this was a pet project of these researchers who were really, really interested in it and, convinced her to do it. And then she showed up and read it and then filmed it. Because, yeah, it really felt like she had skimmed a book and then stood up to do the book report, right? Like she really just did not seem to have any idea what was in the actual video or the reasoning behind it.
Like the narrator.
She's literally she's
Yeah, if it's not fishy, she has made it really suspicious, right? If it really was just her, her and a couple people doing the research and just not doing a great job, she has made it look really suspicious and also very malicious. So again, I can't tell if she's dumb. I can't tell if she is malicious. Why doesn't she credit her researchers and editors? She talks about that in my interview with her. So we will get to that. It was, what she said was bullshit.
Attenborough, Yas. What is Attenborough's? What's his first name? David She's David Attenborough.
Okay, thank you, Ethan. Good one. All right, so let's move on to what was edited out of the video.
Myself up. I go, why is this in here? She goes, I don't know, but it's pretty funny you have your leg up. I'm like, yeah. Is that why you're zooming in? Because it's...
There were so many instances of her completely reinventing what the thrust of the video was, right? These moments of, it was clearly in there to the leg portion, the leg overlay was clearly in there to make it look like Ethan himself had lost his marbles. But then she decides to make it seem like it was really about professionalism. Right? And that just kept happening over and over. Like with the FUPA fund, it wasn't about, in the video, she literally accuses them of committing financial crimes, right? Of fraud, of defrauding donors. And then when confronted, well, I just thought it would be cool if there was a fund like that. Yeah. Girl, shut up.
Habanero Sriracha just gave $20. I had a great conversation with Alyssa Mastromonaco last week. Heartsuit emoji, heartsuit emoji, heartsuit emoji.
I don't know who that is. Who is that? I don't know who Alyssa Mastromonaco is. Very cool last name, though. All right, so yeah, let's keep talking.
It's funny that my leg is up. She goes, honestly, I don't know why it's there. I don't know why the whole fucking video is there, if this is your commitment to it. I mean, this is my life. I brought this girl on in good faith to talk to her and go over these things fairly and calmly. I feel like after the time has passed and she hasn't really made any effort. And I don't know if you guys know exactly what she cut out. Is the pedo stuff still there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so the pedo stuff is still there. Shout out, Alex the Fiction was able to dig up in Reddit. People had the receipts. Let me just scroll and find that. My mods love each other so much that they talk a lot in the chat. Okay, so the 1 minute and 15 seconds, which was all that was cut out of the video so far, is the bit where she says Ela, on the other hand, has made comments deemed even more insensitive, called toddlers terrorists, and then shows the head nod clip. So basically, she took out a little bit more of the toddlers as terrorists section, right? Initially, it was just the Jews are programmed since birth to do Israel's bidding. But now she has taken out a little bit more and taken out the part about Ela calling toddlers terrorists, which good, right? But that was not the only really damaging defamatory thing that was in here. Like all the stuff about Ethan being on drugs or, them defrauding people, the pedophile stuff. Like there's so much stuff in there that she seemed, I don't want to say she seemed apologetic about, right? She just was like, yeah, well, next time this is what I'll do differently. But we still need to deal with the damage you're doing with these other pieces, right? But she hasn't taken any of those other things out. At least not as far as I know. So thank you, Alex, for digging that up. So here is where Ethan is at after multiple days thinking about it and reading all of her shit. This is what he had to say.
Theming about her.
Document.
Just allege a whole kinds of stuff that people are deeming about her.
The deeming shit is crazy.
And then when she's like, I can't believe that you defamed me and ruined my whole life and I'm losing sponsorships and partnerships and people don't answer my DMs and everybody thinks the worst of you. But I've learned a lot of valuable lessons and no, I will not be taking the video down or apologizing. I think I despise her. I think I'm coming all the way around.
That's pretty clear, I would say.
Like,
I mean, it's easy to despise someone who seems to not be acting in good faith, right? And seems to, like, I do think that Ethan and Ela went into that with a genuine spirit, right? A charitable spirit. And to have that betrayed, even in someone you don't necessarily trust, right? To have the rules broken when it seems like you've agreed on the ground rules, right? Of being open and honest and respectful and kind of making things right, to have that violated and to have your sympathy and your empathy manipulated the way she did, I might despise her too, right? On top of all the slanderous shit that she still hasn't taken off the internet.
Honestly, it's been taking me a while to process everything. It's just so much, and it's like...
Sorry, who calls her ugly? Sorry. Look how beautiful Ela is. I want her to do a fuck ass bob with this dark hair. In one of the promos for, or maybe it's just like a modeling photo she did like last year, where she's like in front of a car in kind of a retro look. She has like this sweet little bob that is so freaking cute. Love the long hair, but I love when girlies just do a fuck ass bob. Anyway, let's keep going. Ooh, a wig, yeah.
I was trying to, keep it
largely ignore.
Keep it professional. So like having the call, you have to tone it down.
Yeah,
but
like this is what I'm talking about. Like there were agreed upon ground rules, right? And they assumed that everyone would be telling the truth and going into this with an open heart, and Madison clearly was not.
As the time goes on now after the call, I'm just finding myself getting more and more upset.
As you should.
Yeah. I mean,
me too. Exactly the same.
Yeah, I think
like,
you guys...
that is like the that is exactly what happens when you get out of like an emotionally abusive situation, right? Where you've just been manipulated and gaslit, when you leave a cult, anything like that, where you have been sort of like emotionally and mentally and psychologically bamboozled for a while, you just start like remembering shit as like the days and the weeks and the months go on, depending on like how long your situation was, where you're like, fuck, that was a lie too, right? You're just like coming out of this fog because you were playing by a different set of rules, right? So I totally understand this feeling of just like, it's like coming out of a daze. Oops.
You guys handled it really professionally, and you guys were really kind and understanding, and you guys were willing to explain things and be more than reasonable with her whenever you guys did the call, because obviously you guys could have shat on her. But yeah, seeing the follow-up is kind of disappointing.
I mean,
so I
yeah.
understand
Yeah.
the frustration.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I think it's just how she's behaved, or her lack of trying to make amends for this, that has really put it all into perspective. That she's just a disingenuous grifter. She did this to make money. It has an ad. She doesn't want to take it down. That's it. She doesn't give a fuck that it defames me, that it says the worst things you can say about a person, and that it's not even true. Look here, she says I did blackface. Let's see.
Or is this
This
part
is
of
the
his
blackface bit, but that's the dehumanization aspect of it, right? Like, she doesn't see them as people. So what's that about? Is she incapable of genuine empathy, or is it something about Ethan and Hila that makes her feel like they are not people, that their pain and their suffering doesn't count for anything, and that her injuring them doesn't matter because they are not people? It's not inhumane if you're hurting non-humans, right? So that to me is what it really smacked of, is like, Tamara spoke about it too, right? Where she was saying, well, she apologized for all kinds of little things like the stain and her hair and her mic and all of that. But man, she really had a lock on never apologizing about anything in the actual video. Tamara said that, I think it was during the members episode on Wednesday. And it's just so true. Like, how are you so loose with meaningless apologies, but you can't come up off one for things that you actually did wrong? It is very much like the way other people in that sphere operate, where someone said Hassan and others too, where they just don't apologize for anything ever.
See you at the after
Why?
party.
Because that will make them look weak to the audience that has captured them, in my opinion. I think that's what it's about, right? Because there's no reason to not apologize and take things down when you learn the truth. Like, if you really are trying to look up to journalists, that's what journalists do. If they find out that they have published something and it is incorrect, thank you for becoming members. Oh my gosh, these are the gift memberships. Yay! Shout out Habanero. Thank you so much. If you're really trying to be more of a journalist, and if you are really interested in ethical content creation, learn how to make a fucking retraction, girl.
See you at the after party.
And stop being so worried about what other people are going to think about it. This is what I mean when I'm talking about Taylor, and I'm talking about like the integrity that is lost when you just blindly follow someone.
That it defames me. That it
3 items in
says
chat.
the
Let's
worst
go.
things you can say about a
With you
person,
and
and that it's
also
not
you.
even true. Look here, she says I did blackface. Let's see.
Nor is this part of his past. Even his possible blackface. His viewers even enable this.
Possible blackface.
Possible blackface.
So again,
You can't put that out there like that.
wait till have you seen the video they're talking about? Watch
No.
this.
It's the
Black challenge.
Like, so on the
So we know the
Ethan and Hila
video.
channel, we used to
Yeah,
just
she's
make
really
a bunch
funny
of
and
silly
good. Mask on and using. We had the white
Yeah.
challenge. The
Doing the black challenge.
By some.
So funny.
Part of his past.
Possible
Even his
blackface.
possible blackface.
Even his possible blackface. Why don't you fucking tell me, quote unquote,
it?
researcher? It says in your description you like researching. Tell me, did I do blackface?
No, this is the.
See you at the after party.
Oh, Warpixel! Shout out! Warpixel is the genius behind the bench emote that we have in Discord that I'm going to add to our chat here. So whenever we're talking about our favorite dead people, we can honor them with a bench. This is plausible deniability. Again, it's the same playbook as the shit
really
that
funny
Hassan
and
does.
good. Check it out.
Right? You don't quite say it. You try to keep your hands clean, but everyone can sort of follow the dotted lines, right?
Stop being a coward and hiding around. Who said that even? Who says I'm in blackface?
It's very Trump coded.
Doesn't that look crazy though?
And mind you, this was oh my God, look at Donna. This was at a time when all like the social justice warrior stuff was happening. People were very sensitive to shit online, right? Nobody was saying that this was blackface. This is completely fake outrage, like 10 years late. This is why you can never trust.
After party.
Oh my gosh, thank you, everybody. This is why you can't trust the outrage that you see coming out of Snark, because it's weaponized accountability, right? They are pretending that they actually care about this in the same way that they pretend that Ethan is the most evil person on the internet and that defeating him
she's
will
really
defeat
funny
Israel.
and good. Check it out.
It's bullshit, and they know it's bullshit, but they just want to be fucking mean.
Also, when we posted this, nobody ever was mad or thought that this was blackface. It was only when like Snark became a thing. They scrubbed to try to find anything they could
Like,
twist
this is something
into a
Republicans would
story
do. They would
about
pretend
you.
to care about
obviously
blackface and
bad
racism.
faith. And for someone like her to be such a fucking useful dope, include it, not edit it out, not apologize. I mean, fuck you. Honestly, nah. I'm done with you.
Ignores this part of his past, even his possible blackface. His viewers even enable this behavior, claim those images are taken.
Oh my God.
Party.
So,
And that's her having the opinion about it, right? She didn't say some people deem his audience as enabling him. She literally said even his audience enables him. Right? So when we explain things, when we tell the truth, it is enabling Ethan.
See you at the after party.
Unfucking real.
So here's someone being like, it's so fucked up. People are accusing him of blackface. And she's showing them and being like, their fans enable them. They're also racist.
She's only taking Snark posts
That's
at
right.
face
Seriously.
value. Snark
Yeah.
posts with like 20 upvotes.
That is insane.
Yeah, Snark gets all of the
See you at
credibility in the
after
world.
Party.
Thank you, Sunny. They get all the credibility in the world. Their posts are submitted without commentary, without critique. But Ethan posts in the H3 subreddit are given a negative, malicious framing.
Yeah, she's really funny and good.
She
Check it out.
really can't. She can't say that this was not intentional. Whether it's on the part of her or on the part of her editors, and then she did not pay attention to what was actually in this video and just took their word for it that Ethan was this evil person and that all of his fans just lie for him and enable him. Like,
See you at the after party.
someone knows that this is willful bullshit. And at the end of the day, the buck stops with her, right? It is her video. It's her channel. And she can't do this. She can't do this and just get away with it. Guante be with you and also with you. Thank you. Thank you.
People claim Ethan Yale have done blackface are either misinformed or being dishonest. Here's the actual context. Hila's blackface, quote unquote, is from when they did a bit with spray tan. Yeah,
Oh, that gets into the
that
spray
was when
tan thing. Yeah. So, but basically,
yeah, she's really funny and good. Check it out.
thank you, Tama. It's impossible to say that in anything that you make and put on the internet, it's going to have a point of view. To act like this was objective is insane. It very clearly is not objective. And I think it's making all
See
of
you
us
at the
feel
after
crazy,
Party.
right? And I think that's part of the goal, is to make us feel insane as we're watching this, because we know the truth, right? And I think normal people would know the truth. Like, if you want to see something that's a lot more, I would say a lot more objective, is like the internet versus stuff where they just
See you at
read
the after
tweets,
party.
Reddit posts, things like that, and they read whatever is happening on both sides of the issue, right? This is so clearly, it so clearly has an angle. Madison, angle is like a journalism word, right? It so clearly has an angle. It so clearly has a malicious.
Yeah, she's really funny and good. Check it out.
Libelous, like slanderous angle. The question is, did she know that? Was she in the know? Or was this all her researchers and she just showed up and read it? Now, if she had said that she just showed up and read it, she might be in a better space as far as a defamation lawsuit goes. But unfortunately, Madison really, really likes to talk to people in her DMs.
Yeah, she's really
and
funny
one of
and
those
good.
people
Check it out.
is me. We did a little back and forth in DMs where I asked her some questions about her editing and her research processes, because I am pretty convinced that somebody who didn't even seem to know who Ethan was until like a month ago.
Yes, bitch.
I'm pretty sure
yes.
that this was the pet project of someone she was
Habanero
working
Sriracha
with.
just gave $10.
Oh, thank you,
Justin Trudeau
Habanero.
black-faced and is dating Katy Perry. Full stop. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on
Justin
the floor
Trudeau, yeah,
laughing
yeah, yeah.
emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling on the floor laughing emoji. Rolling
Yeah, it's
on
not like
the floor
people aren't
laughing
doing actual blackface that you could be criticizing right now. But yeah, so let's look at that. Like, let's look at the exchange that Madison and I had. I asked for her permission, as you'll see in here, to consider this an interview and to share it. And she expressly told me she didn't want things taken out of context. So I'm not going to. And I told her that. I said, well, I'm not a snarker, and so I'm not going to do that. I'm going to show the entire thing. So let's walk through it. Let's walk through my little DM interview with Madison around her research styles and principles, specifically for this video. So I'm obviously in purple here. Hey, Madison, since you didn't like me asking Grok about something related to you, whether she is homeschooled or not, I figured I'd give you the chance to respond to me directly. I'd love to know about the technical process behind the creation of your downfall of Ethan Klein video. At what point, or how involved were you really? At what point did you step in to review the work of your team? I ask because after watching the video, plus your defense of it, it seems like you aren't very clear about the arguments you made. You contradict the thesis of the original video pretty frequently during your conversation on H3. So my questions are, did someone else write your script and you simply read it on camera? Were you involved in the information gathering and or editing processes, the writing process of the script, and whose idea was this video? Did I get answers to these questions? Pretty much not. But let's at least see what she had to say. Oh, here's the rest of it. That's it. Thanks. Okay. If there was anything unclear, and this is Madison's response, if there was anything unclear or is unclear in my following messages, ultimately I am trying to not make it seem like I am blaming other people or doing essentially what your message claims. Ultimately, everything in a project is my responsibility. Let me move this out for you guys. To me, if I'm interpreting things, that means a lot of this video was not in her control, because she's trying really hard not to blame people, right? Everything's my responsibility. There's like a big but in there, right? As my channel has grown, I've been trying to find ways to scale it and involve more people who have more expertise in editing and research than I into the process. Especially being a working mother, honestly speaking, I find myself constantly feeling guilty over not being able to work enough because I have to be there for my family and child. Or not being able to be there enough for my child because I have to work. Like, again, you don't need to do all of this like personal chat, trauma dumping stuff, right? Just answer the questions. She'd be a terrible witness. At the end of the day, if someone else is working on a project, I take that project and review it all and ensure it's up to my standards. So that right there fucks you pretty hard. Because if you're saying that this final video that you have deemed only 1 minute and 15 seconds of was worthy of editing out is up to your standards, then your standard is defamation, in my opinion. At times, things slip through the cracks, or I may have missed an editing mistake. Too long, we'll continue the next message. I may have missed an editing mistake. Yeah, well, a little more than that. And again, any mistakes I miss are my responsibility. Here's usually how a project goes. I have someone who does initial research off of a general concept I hand them. So she's saying that she comes up with the ideas. Guante be with you and also with you. And I try to pin her down a little bit on this in a future question. Sometimes the research they have is different or takes a different direction than what I would think or intend for the project. So, wonder what she went into this project wanting from this researcher. Everyone's minds work differently. There are so many rabbit holes one can go down online. I have been trying to balance being organized with a team and trying to encourage their own creativity and thoughts about a project because I don't always think my way is the only way. Yes, but as you've been saying, it is your channel at the end of the day. And if it doesn't align with your editorial brand, then why did you put it up? That being said, I think I could have gone too far in that direction, and that is why with research and editing, I'll be trying to do a few solo projects so I can better guide team members on how to do projects with the intentions that I have behind them, etc. Yeah, so it sounds like she was extremely hands-off with this, but did review it, saw that it may have differed from the direction she was thinking for the video, and still published it. All right, so then I asked about a research process. I usually take research and will oftentimes delete what I think is unnecessary or isn't solid and add things I have more questions on. So I guess she's taking the research of her team members and will like edit it, which is what you're supposed to do. For example, in my Anna Paul video, I don't care about your Anna Paul video. Why don't you use the H3 video as your example here? Like, that is weird to me. I had a lot of questions, blah, blah, blah. I had a lot of things. Okay, so what did you do for the H3 video? All of the script writing I do. Okay, so she says she wrote this entire script. Again, you could be cooked. That is because ultimately I do want everything to be coming from my voice. I will film, cut, and edit out mistakes. As I'm sure you know, I'm not the most well-spoken naturally. Sorry, girl. I had to. And then send that raw cut to editors to work on. Okay. So that's an interesting way to... Usually, I mean, I guess you add stuff in post like that. I created alongside them a set of overlays, backgrounds, and themes to utilize when editing that I thought fit the channel. Then when they're done, they send it back to me. So the overlays that you used were your choice. But you said you didn't know why they were in there. Then when they're done, they send it back to me. I put it into a final timeline and review for any mistakes I may find, visual, audio, etc. But when you don't know what to look for because you're down the snark hole, that can be really difficult, Madison. Oftentimes, the clips can be quite a process. They're too long, out of context, and I will have to move things around. I also add in the clips that are in the script. Yes, I was the person who sourced content crash out. If it is in Ethan's own words, I clipped it, but I also agree with the concept of going to the original source. Which, again, I can't believe in the 5 years
she's
and
really funny and good. Check it out.
650K subscribers, you haven't done that before. That being said, again, I will be spending time doing much of that process myself. I think ultimately learning how to work with a team and the best efficient way to do it while saving time and improving the quality of work is incredibly challenging. Totally true. But your video is still up. The video that you seem to regret in this conversation, the execution, the information, the editing is still up. Do you know that? I continue to learn more and more, but this has been an important step, I think, mainly because I don't want projects to get away from the soul of my work and my intentions as I bring more people on. But simultaneously, I want them to be their own person and I don't want to crush creativity. That's just something I believe in, personally speaking. Totally get it. I totally get it. But their creativity should not be compromising your credibility. If their creativity is defaming people and maliciously misresearching things and handing them off to you as truth, they should be fucking fired because they are putting your integrity, your bank account at risk, in jeopardy, right? They're fucking with your bag, Madison. No one wants to crush creativity, girl, but like, it's also not their show. And I think that maybe that's a piece of growing up, right? Where you don't just give everyone the reins to stuff and to do whatever they want. Like I was an after school director, and like the first year that I did it, I just kind of let the teaching assistants, because they were much older than me, and knew a lot more than me. I just let them essentially plan things. I was like, you guys do it. I don't want to get in your way, right? But I had ideas, right? And I just they didn't even steamroll me. I laid down in front of their steamroll, right? Because I was not confident in my own ideas, my own organization, right? And it was not the right way to be a leader. It was not collaborative. It was literally just like submissive. And it could, that year could have been so much better if I hadn't just been like, you guys know everything. I'm just here to like facilitate. Like, no, let's all put our ideas in together. So I understand that. I understand like wanting to keep everybody happy. And that is definitely like a young woman's game. As you get older, I hope you get more discernment. Because if someone says that their creativity is lying about people and tricking you into publishing defamatory shit, that is not someone whose creativity needs to be encouraged. Okay, so here's me trying to like drill down a little bit more on the specifics of the H3 video. Thank you for such a detailed response. So this is the process used specifically for the 3.5-hour Ethan Klein video. Is that what you're saying? I see you use the Anna Paul video as an example here, but I'm wondering specifically about how involved you were in this video. And she said, this is my process for all videos, though moving forward, girl, I don't care about what you do moving forward. Although I'm starting to like understand her speech patterns. And so when she says moving forward, she's kind of admitting that these are things she didn't do, right? I'll be implementing changes such as doing a few projects on my own with some animation help likely for the more technical things so I can better communicate these research and editing changes. Okay, so to me that means she was extremely hands-off with this video for whatever reason. Always check the original source or go to the original sources if they are still available, which, girl, they all are. If there are clips online of a subject that I am thinking of including, and if there are claims, going to 2 or 3 different places to try to verify those claims. So yeah, she has I don't know if this is something that she's never done before, but it sounds like she just takes her researcher stuff at face value and doesn't verify any of it. And I will tell you right now, Madison, you cannot trust these researchers to do that work. Clearly. These people, whoever it is, if it's more than one person, if it's one person, they cannot be trusted for high quality research and research with integrity. So they need to get better at research, or you need to fire them. If I want to include an online opinion piece, add them in at the very end of the process so it doesn't possibly influence my own opinion or perception of the situation. Wait, what? If I want to include an online opinion piece. Oh, I see. Add opinion pieces in at the end so it doesn't influence you. So you're saying that you were sent opinion pieces about Ethan Klein and they influenced the way that you thought about him and Hila, which may have blinded you to the fact that your research was poopy shit. That you were receiving just total garbage from this researcher or researchers. Let's see. We are all being pushed more and more into echo chambers, and it is absolutely every content creator's responsibility to be hyper aware of this and try to escape that as much as possible when presenting information. I wonder, I guess another question I have for her. The first question is, whose idea was this video? She doesn't answer that at all, doesn't skip to it really, or skips over it. She kind of says, like, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus. So it does sound like it wasn't her idea. And then, are you going to issue some sort of public retraction? Because I think that would go a long way to, negating the whole echo chamber thing, right? If you are able to be strong and show some integrity and actually retract the bullshit that you put out in the world. Wait, did she say it was her idea? She may have. I feel like she said that. There's just so much. Did she say it was her idea? I can't even remember. Do you guys remember? There's so much. Script writing she does. Okay. Whatever. Yes. Okay. She did say, okay, she has the concept, but then the researchers like took it in the wrong direction, right? Essentially is what it felt like. Okay. There's just, like, honestly, the walls of text are so hard to read. It almost feels like it's a tactic to like not get you to read it. Okay, so she says, be with you and also with you. So I said, do your editors or researchers also work with other creators or just you? I thought that was a very good question, right? But this is interesting. So people were talking in the chat about saying like, oh, why doesn't she acknowledge her or credit her editors and researchers anywhere? Because you would think that these people would like a digital footprint of their work because they're growing their portfolio, right? As a writer who, did a side hustles for a long time to build up my writing portfolio. I mean, the credit is what you're working for. The money is not it, right? Because that shit is limited. But the credit you can put on a resume, right? So I was like, okay, so who else do your researchers work for? And she said, I am aware of them working with other creators, but I will not disclose that information. Every creator's process is very different. Would love to know now, especially who they're working for. I also think those I've worked with are amazing people who have done the best with everything. So clearly she's like, these people, one of whom tried to call in and get her to either adjust her story or hang up maybe during the H3 call. She needs to make sure. Say we're amazing. I highly, highly implore you to not look into them and to protect their privacy. Yeah, okay. I don't care, but I asked a question that would not have outed them. I wasn't like, who are your researchers? I just wanted to know if they worked for other people, or just with you. And you answered that, but then you did all this weird, like, I can't tell you that, which makes it all seem worse. It makes you seem very guilty. Or them. I am reflecting on my process and making the necessary improvements, and it would hurt me greatly if any of that reflected on the people I work with. I mean, but it does, because the people you work with are the ones who, according to you, gave you all of this very biased, malicious research. I mean, it was propaganda. It was a smear job. It does reflect on them as well as you, because you didn't have like the wherewithal to actually check anything that they were talking about. I would really like to protect them from this. Why are you so worried about protecting people who kind of put you on the train tracks of a defamation suit? Are they really good people, or are you worried about what they will do to you? Just wondering. So I said, I don't violate people's privacy, so you don't have anything to worry about. To that end, I'd like to consider this an interview. Oh, where's the rest of it? Since I think the context is helpful for people. Let me see, because there was a little bit more that I guess I didn't screenshot. So yeah, I asked for her permission, and she said yes, and she said, please share all of it. Let me get it word for word here. But yeah, what do you guys think? What do y'all think is going on? I'm gonna throw it over to you. Okay, so I said, to that end, you can see I'm reading it straight from Madison Harnish. To that end, I'd like to consider this an interview and share it publicly, since I think the context is helpful for people. This is me. If that's an issue, let me know. And she said, oh, she like accidentally did like disappearing messages, which I do all the time. And she said, sorry, sometimes I accidentally turn on disappearing messages like a goof. I think I turned it off, but if this message disappears, it was not in response to your recent message. I just spaz out and accidentally scroll up too quickly. I think that's what turns it on, right? And I said, yeah, I do that all the time. Don't worry. You know, a snarker would have been like, oh my God, she's turning off messages. Please add any other context you'd like, and I'll be sure to share. Okay, so this is Madison's final response to me. She said, sure, in regards to being considering this an interview that I could share publicly. I'll be honest, sometimes I feel a bit misunderstood, so please don't cut any messages out partway. Which honestly is just rich. Like, Avi, I am not going to do that, but coming off making a 3.5-hour video where you did nothing but cut things out of context in order to facilitate the misunderstanding of two people, it is a very rich request. Okay, she said, and let me know if you have any further questions. I did ask her another question, but she didn't have time to answer it. At the end of the day, I'm truly trying to take in the feedback and grow my process here, even if in a way it means scaling down for a little bit and focusing on what matters most with my content. Yeah, so it sounds like she was outsourcing beyond what she should have been. That doesn't mean the people I worked with are bad by any means. Again, just cannot admit that these people fucked her. For whatever reason. I mean, maybe she just doesn't want people to dislike her, which is like totally a normal thing, right? You don't want people to dislike you. But I wonder if she's afraid of a lot more backlash. Because as we saw, it wasn't really H3 fans harassing her. It was Bad Empanada fans, right? All right, so that doesn't mean the people I work with are bad by any means. I just really want to make sure I'm getting this right. She did say worked as past tense, so I don't know if she's like stepped back from these people. I care a lot, and that's why I will always listen, even though I've heard I apologize too much. I really want to understand how I can do the best job. It's not that you apologize too much. It's that you apologize for stupid shit that you aren't sorry for and don't need to be sorry for, but then you like refuse to actually like apologize for things you probably should, at least from what I've seen. If I don't get it perfect, that doesn't mean I'm not trying, but it also doesn't mean I won't do better next time. Great. That sounds wonderful. And I said, because she said, don't clip me out of context, I said, I don't take things out of context, unlike the snark sources your editors seem to favor. Smiley face. I'll include everything. I'm not interested in a narrative. I just like the truth. And it's not about good and bad people, since that's really black and white. It's about people's intentions, right? Like, I don't think anybody involved in this is evil. I think that people, like I've said it a bunch of times, people feel helpless with these big, giant geopolitical conflicts in general, specifically the genocide in Gaza, right? And they want to feel like they're making a difference. And Hassan served Ethan and Hila up as scapegoats on a silver platter. And they can, anytime they need that dopamine hit of feeling like they have made a difference, they can just do something terrible to them. And that feels like activism and productivity. And she just gave me a thumbs up for that. So yeah, that was my conversation with Madison. And I don't know. It's still so hard to really know what she's thinking. Like, does she even really have an opinion on Ethan, or is her opinion on Ethan just rooted in her defending these researchers? You know? But here are some interesting things that I found after talking to Madison. First of all, it looks like she pretty recently learned about Taylor Lorenz. And I'm not saying this is related, but I do think the timeline is interesting. So this is from 2 months ago, which is what? September. In September, this is what she had to say about Taylor Lorenz.
An interview conducted by the incredible journalist Taylor Lorenz.
The incredible journalist Taylor Lorenz.
An interview conducted by the incredible journalist Taylor Lorenz. An interview.
Okay, so 2 months ago, Taylor Lorenz was cited in her Jubilee video, right? So that was in September. In August, Madison put out a video about Ashley, is it Barrett or Barnett?
Since she was 14.
Ashley Barnes, sorry. So she puts out this video of Ashley Barnes, and this is what she says in this video. So this was in August.
As far as I know, an over 1 million people audience for someone just posting videos of herself is insane and almost definitely not healthy for a teenager. Often hardest years of your life. Imagine how different her life would be if she didn't have so many people watching her. Only way something will be done.
Hang on, this is not the right section. 1 second. I think Taylor's thanked at the end of this. 1 second. Yeah, I don't know why it did the beginning of it. 1 sec, y'all. There it is. Okay, so here it is. Oh, sorry about that, girl. Let me skip back for you.
And Dragon 12 for posting this topic on my subreddit r/exploitation exposed the proposed internet laws under child safety, and also thanks to my new favorite creator and journalist Taylor Lorenz. We need to talk about proposed internet-wide laws under the guise of child safety. Age verification will stop free speech online. These laws, in the guise of protecting children from exploitation, will actually do more harm than good, since these laws don't apply to children but creators too, especially laws on monetary gain with minors, because the money is put in the hands of parents' abusers. These laws also include YouTubers who talk about child exploitation. It may cause censorship en masse due to it. Lawmakers are wanting to pass laws to censor the internet as a whole and are not interested in protecting children from those exploiting them. It's a dangerous line to tread, and more people need to talk about it.
So yeah, that was one of Taylor's many forays into being like trying to protect kids from the internet is bad, right? So it seems like that was Taylor writing that. I think someone must have transcribed it from that interview or from that video that Taylor made. So in August, so late summer, it seems that Madison became a fan of Taylor Lorenz. And then a month later, she is in the Ashley Barnes video as well. Like she's cited in the thank you for that, right? I just think it's very interesting. As Madison would say, I think it's so interesting that she seems to have found out about Taylor in August and then included her in a video again in September. And then all of a sudden, last month, Madison has an opinion on Ethan Klein, when I'm not sure she's ever spoken about him before. But here she is having a totally normal opinion about Ethan Klein after meeting Taylor Lorenz 2 months earlier.
Again, prove yourself to be a terrible and despicable person. You have no consideration or empathy towards your youngest children who tremble in fear when in your presence. Apparently, in the court documents obtained by Page 6, and this was back in 2022, Angelina claimed that her ex-husband choked one of the children and struck another in the face, and then grabbed her head and shook her. Brad has maintained his innocence on that and said that none of that is true. I think it's insane that it hasn't got more coverage.
Yet Brad Pitt continues to act in major roles in Hollywood. He even compares Sydney Sweeney to someone like YouTuber Ethan Klein, who said a lot of very controversial things recently, as well as over the many years that he's been a content creator, and who we may cover in the upcoming month. Ethan Klein is also still out there making content all the time. So is the standards for what is cancelable when it comes to women?
So did you hear that? This is a complaint about Brad Pitt abusing his children, but he's still making movies. And she has drawn a direct line between Brad Pitt allegedly abusing his kids violently and still making movies, with Ethan Klein still being allowed to make YouTube videos. 2 months, 3 months after meeting Taylor Lorenz or finding Taylor Lorenz's content.
Documents obtained by Page 6, and this was back in 2022. Angelina claimed that her ex-husband choked one of the children and struck another in the face, and then grabbed her head and shook her. Brad has maintained his innocence on that and said that none of that is true. I think it's insane that it hasn't got more coverage.
Yet Brad Pitt continues to act in major roles in Hollywood.
And the comparison she chooses 2.5 hours into this video for no fucking reason is Ethan Klein. Talk about a false equivalency. And yes, we get Fat Man Bad, of course. And you know that was one of her editors.
Sydney Sweeney to someone like YouTuber Ethan Klein, who said a lot of very controversial things recently, as well as over the many years that he's been a content creator, and who we may cover in the upcoming month. Ethan Klein.
Oh, so we get a little foreshadowing. So this was a multi video project shitting on Ethan. Here she compares him to an allegedly abusive father, expecting people should have the same outrage and reaction to Brad Pitt still being able to make movies, and Ethan Klein, the evil online man who can still make YouTube videos. And again, very interesting timing. That I don't believe that this woman has made comments about Ethan before last month. Right? This was a month ago. Yep, 1 month ago. Hasn't made a comment about him since last month and happened to meet Taylor Lorenz like a month or two before that. Or at least find out who she was and start ingesting all of her content as her new favorite content creator. Am I a conspiracy theorist for thinking that's fucking weird? That all of a sudden this woman has a really specific opinion about Ethan Klein and just throws him in a video? Clearly the research for this other video was underway. So, I mean, my first question is, are these researchers also working for Taylor Lorenz? I know some people are like, oh, maybe it's Taylor Lorenz that's, doing her research for her. But the fact that she admitted her researchers work for somebody else, my question, I am wondering if they are sharing researchers. And again, this is a theory. It is not proven. If I was a snarker, I would just say it definitively. But the timing seems really weird. And we know that Taylor was one of the first people in her comments complimenting the video. She shared it almost immediately, right? Like she had eyes on this. She seemed obviously to have a vested interest in this to me. And I wonder if it's because her researchers were helpful in making the Ethan Klein video.
After party.
Thank you, Ellie. I don't think they believe what they say, Rachel. I think that they just don't care that they're lying about Ethan and Hila because they don't see them as human beings. I really do think that that's what it comes down to. I'm going to try to just make this a little bit bigger. Ooh. There we go. Oh, I guess I can kind of pull it out this way a little bit too. So yeah, that's like the main question I walk away from this with is, are Cruel World, Happy Mind, and Taylor Lorenz sharing researchers? That would make sense to me why she would be so scared to share who these people are. Not necessarily that I would, or anyone would like dox them, but you don't want to disappoint someone you look up to. Like if I'm just looking at this very charitably, if she looks up to Taylor as a journalist, which is what she's said herself, if she sees her as some kind of a mentor, she doesn't want to lose that relationship, and she doesn't want to overstep. And that there is this like there just seems to be a fear, right, of speaking ill of anybody who has worked on this project. And that just seems very strange to me as someone who was like running her own channel. Like, girl, you have over 650,000 subscribers. How many does Taylor have? Let's go look. 222,000. So you have like 3 times as many subscribers as her. And I love that she did This Is Bad to try to clickbait to make you think that she also thinks Hassan shocked his dog. But of course, that's not at all what it's about. So I don't know if Taylor credits her editors or researchers anywhere, but I think that's very interesting. As Madison would say, I don't know, it's just interesting that late this summer, so August, September, October, November, 3 months ago, she became aware of Taylor Lorenz and then mentioned her in a video, mentioned her in another video, and then a month ago is shitting on Ethan Klein out of nowhere, like deep into her video about Brad Pitt, about was it Ashley Barnes, and just like Brad Pitt being abusive, and comparing an alleged abuser with Ethan Klein directly, like making a direct line between the two about like dangerous people that are still allowed to make content. Suddenly she has this very specific, serious opinion, and nobody does false equivalencies quite like Taylor Lorenz. So I would not be surprised at all if they share a researcher or two. I don't know. Yeah, Shaylee, I don't know. Maybe it's interesting. So yeah, I mean, I'll just say, well, let's look at the defamation stuff. So toward the end of the episode, Ethan comes around to this idea that maybe if Madison is not genuine in taking accountability for what she has done, and the lies that she has spread and the harm she's causing, maybe this is the next person who needs to get sued. Right? Like, it's not just suing people, it is suing people for doing unethical things. And I don't know. I gotta say that if they just need to keep learning the hard way, I don't know what else to tell them. It's so easy not to defame someone. It's really easy not to defame someone. It's really easy not to lie about people to the point that you are putting yourself in the line of fire like this. And you aren't some sort of a hero for defaming Ethan Klein. Right? Like no one, like I've said before, no one is safer in Gaza. No one is better off in the world. You are just sacrificing your credibility and potentially putting your own finances in grave danger. So what is this all for, Madison? You really need to ask yourself that. Like, what is this all for? Is this just virtue signaling, trying to get in with the cool kids? Because if so, they're not going to be paying your fucking law fees, your legal fees. These people don't give a fuck about you. Protect yourself. And the protecting yourself is just as simple as not lying about people, right? Why is that compromising your own values to not lie about someone? I don't understand that. All right, here's Ethan talking a little bit more about the lawsuit. Potential lawsuit.
I thought that was pretty instructive to enter her mind a little bit there. This one is fascinating. Here she says she sourced from H3 Snark because she knows that I hate them.
This is stepping in it real bad.
By the way, this is a confession of malice.
Brings me to my other point, which is the claim that I just sourced my video from subreddits. Firstly, I utilized the H3 Snark subreddit, which was accidentally used in a photo when I was referencing the H3 podcast subreddit.
No one cares about that.
And that was an error I did not catch beforehand. Usually,
just apologizing for the dumbest shit that nobody cares about. Girl, you know no one cares about that. We don't care about your little apology about the picture, like, wrongly labeling an H3 Reddit or subreddit photo. Come on.
I catch like, oh, that was a wrong photo used. Let me switch that out.
No one cares.
I did not catch that one. I'm really sorry about that.
That is a low stakes apology, right? That is not something that her researchers or her new role model would get mad at her for admitting. So she is like doing these little baby apologies to try to appease people while still staying on the party line. And again, the party line is apparently defamation. In my opinion. See, Madison, it's that easy.
Because I knew, but the reason why I sourced H3 Snark subreddit more often in this video than I source Snark subreddits usually
is, to be completely honest, because I knew Ethan
Bad idea.
hates that subreddit and other snark pages. And that
So I chose to choose them as the most reputable source because Ethan hates them and he hates snarkers.
That makes no sense, Madison. Like, you literally just walked into not even a rake. You didn't step on a rake. You stepped into a fucking bear trap. So you admitted that you were using defamatory information specifically because it is damaging to the people you're talking about. And on top of that, you're admitting that you did not choose these sources based on their credibility, their reliability, their objectivity, all of the things that you should be looking for in sources for some like a feature-length video essay, right? In order to be considered like a credible journalist or video essayist. You're literally admitting that you based the like 90% of your research on a hate subreddit for the express purpose of being malicious. How are you this dumb? How are you this dumb, girl? You are like, this is what I was talking about in my video. Like, you are fucking yourself. For what? To what end? What are you getting out of this? Do you think Taylor's going to show up and be your lawyer? Do you think Hassan's ever even going to like mention you? Like, what are you doing this for? Like, to be so arrogant and bold about saying that you did this to be malicious and kind of like you're kind of wearing it like a badge of honor. It feels so dumb. And again, I say no one in Gaza is safer, which is what you claim to really care about. You can support leftist causes and not throw yourself on grenades for people who don't care about you. Like, these people are not the arbiters of what needs to happen to free Palestine. They are wasting their time and everyone else's time. Girl, this was maybe the stupidest thing you've done yet. For what? Literally for what? Is this just for cachet? Like, why are you doing this? You can dislike Ethan, you can disagree with him, you can criticize him, right? You can do all of these things without making shit up and lying about him. Isn't that right, Mothman? Thank you. Wait, you're over here. Isn't that right? All right, let's go back to it. This is just flabbergasting.
And why?
That's just her confessing. One of the hardest things about defamation is proving
your intent,
malicious intention.
Malicious
and, I mean,
intent.
she said it, which is like,
and that's the thing. Like it's not that they are women. It's that they are. It happens to be that it is all women who are being this fucking brazen and have this limited sense of self-preservation. I don't know if that is like the drive that we are socialized with to like be accepted, or if these people, regardless of gender, are just really fucking stupid. I don't know what it is. But as I've said, I wish more men were lining up to defame Ethan. Like, Bad Empanada does it, but he is like on the run, right? In Argentina or wherever. So he can't really be pinned down right now. Noah Samson has gone quiet. For whatever reason. Unclear. All the other guys seem to know the rules and are carefully tiptoeing around them to avoid defaming Ethan. So what is wrong with these women that they keep doing this? Like, to sit there and giggle about fucking malicious intent? Like, guys, to be completely honest, I just knew that this would really fucking bother him. This sucks. And it's, again, so disappointing to watch it all be women. It's honestly, the more I think about her potential, like, friendship with Taylor, it's reminding me of Anissa and Olivia. Right? It's like this older woman taking a younger woman under her wing with ulterior motives, because Madison has a much bigger platform. And we know that these people are trying to spread out into new places. We've seen the way they take over other subreddits, right? Like, Madison, it feels like she's, like, under duress. And that she's scared to say the wrong thing. So it reminds me of the way Anissa was clearly, like, playing with Olivia and pressuring her and pushed her to the brink, you know? So that's what this is reminding me of. I think it's less about Hassan, and I think it's more about female friendship, man. Which is quite a fucking hornet's nest if it chooses to be. All right, let's see what else Ethan has to say about this, and then we'll wrap up here.
That right?
It's pretty good.
But why does she think we hate them? Like,
Yeah.
for
Have
no
you,
reason.
have you asked that question? Because I'm crashing out, Hila, and I can't handle criticism.
Crashing out.
There's an ongoing litigation, which
And why am I suing them?
disclaimer, I'm not extensively versed on the details of this ongoing litigation. But
why-
whenever that's
why
the
come?
case, it
Talk
does
about
spark
it.
my curiosity. Why is someone suing a snark page? What are they afraid of?
Who? Ask yourself.
You are.
Figure it out. The answers are out there. This isn't.
Yeah, and like I said, that is immediately framing, right? That's framing the hypothesis in a way that is assuming Ethan and Hila are bad actors, right? They're hiding something, and that's why they're suing. There's no way they have a rightful reason to be suing. What do they want to hide?
This isn't the X-Files, bro. The truth is out there. You don't have to look into outer space, interstellar space. It's right in fucking
literally
front of your face.
everywhere.
The truth is out there.
Herself.
Sick X. Sorry, but
She is.
sick X-Files reference.
How can you work on something for this long, even if it's your researchers doing it, and how are you still not versed in this stuff? Like, I could never outsource to that degree where I didn't know what the fuck I was even talking about, and I didn't even have my own opinion on things. But I think because I'm just a very hyper opinionated person, but I kind of don't understand being drawn to being a video essayist if you aren't a hyper opinionated person. That doesn't make sense to me. So it does just feel like a cash grab. If you don't have opinions on something, if you haven't actually done the research enough, at least, to have an opinion, it's hard to believe you're not just doing this for the money, girl. And you might be having a different relationship with money soon if he does decide to sue you. So I recommend taking this fucking video down and showing that you have good faith to minimize damages, and maybe it can just all be settled.
Self and her video is the problem.
Yes.
That is why we hate snark.
She goes, I'd love if somebody could explain to me why he hates Snark and why he's suing them. That's your fucking job.
Literally.
Holy God.
Answer the question. Yeah, like answer the
Why
fucking question.
is someone suing a snark page? What are they afraid of?
Of a dumb
Especially because
video
a
like yours
What am
being
I
made
afraid of?
based on completely wrong information.
That is the ultimate irony. She's like the perfect case study of
Yes.
of how they bewitch.
Yeah,
other-
this feels just like a microcosm of everything that's happened, right? She's just a mouthpiece and she's been used. You're being used, girl. You're being fucking used. Nobody in Palestine is safer because of what you are doing. The people you are listening to do not care about you. Wake up, Madison. I hope she's serious about like stepping back from whoever these researchers are, because woof.
Other people into doing this shit. It's
A lot
wild.
of creators are much bigger and have a much larger following than these snark subreddits. The same could be said with content crash out.
Okay, so whatever.
Anyway, so I'm almost done with her. Let's see here. She appears to have edited her apology to remove program from BirthBit, which is
Okay, so we already talked about that, and then it gets into denims being creepy, and I just can't look at that picture. It really grosses me out. Because of the child element of it, not because of anything about denims. Yeah, so I wish, like I've said, I wish it wasn't all women who keep having to learn the hard way not to defame people just to be like in a cool group. A group that isn't even really that cool, right? Oh, cool. Shout out. Thank you for letting me know about Stardust. She's been making a lot of stuff lately. I like been hearing about her a lot after she kind of went quiet for a while. So shout out to Stardust. Yeah, I stand by what I said. I don't think it's misogynistic to be disappointed in some women as a feminist and seeing things through a feminist lens. Whether she is this cynical and willfully ignorant in the name of capitalism or backing a man or backing a woman who seems to be sweeping for a man nonstop, I think it's all yucky, man. And I'm disappointed in the fact that she has really not taken any sort of action to protect herself. That maybe she feels guilty because she hasn't spoken out enough about Israel and Palestine, that she deserves what she gets from this. Like, I feel like that's ultimate white guilt, and she maybe is suffering from that. I don't know. But girl, you do not need to put yourself on a pyre for these people. Like, you will be much more useful to Israel, Palestine with your bank account full. They need money. They do not need you in litigation. You know what I mean? So run fundraisers. Make a real video about Israel, Palestine. Make one about Sudan. Like, do your video essays on stuff that matters. Making a 3.5 hour video on Ethan and saying it's about Israel, Palestine is peak online leftist. You are wasting your energy. They are all wasting their energy, and I don't want to see another woman specifically wasting their energy like this, because I don't give a fuck what men do. I don't give a fuck what men do. I don't expect more of them, but I expect more of us. And so I want you to be better. I want Taylor to be better, but she won't be better. Yeah, I want you to be better. I don't care if you hate Ethan Klein, right? If you rightfully and of your own accord dislike Ethan Klein, cool. I get it. I hate a lot of men. But if you genuinely think that defaming Ethan Klein and spending years in mediation and litigation and potentially going bankrupt for it is somehow going to like make you a better ally to the Palestinian people, you have been lied to. None of these people who are using your clout to push their harassment campaign are going to show up at the courtroom and pay your fucking legal fees. So if you really do care about Israel-Palestine, make a video about them. Spend weeks researching that. Talk about what really matters, not what internet influencers say, including those that have regularly, for the last 10 plus years, spoken out against Netanyahu. This guy here. Again, before Hassan could find Israel on a map, Ethan and Hila were voting against Bibi. You're carrying water for the wrong people, and it's wasting your time. Legal fee should be okay. I heard Cohen Law LLC is quite affordable. You're so right. It's Jacobs Cohen Law. Thank you very much. Kate, can I hire you to give me life advice? Hell yeah. Should we do an advice segment one night? I love giving advice. It's my favorite thing. Maybe I can find a way to like have people anonymously submit. Oh, Collins. Collins would be fun. Ooh, maybe we can do like members call in. Okay, let me write that down in my little content section. Oh, Lord. I hope this is the last video on Madison. I'm very much over her bullshit. But I do think it's pretty interesting who she became friends with three months ago, you know? All right, content, calendar, evergreen. Okay. All right, cool. Yeah, I think the voice messages would be really fun to like listen to. I feel like Delilah. Collins actually would be better than voicemails because I'm going to have questions. Taylor blocks everyone. Taylor blocks anyone that criticizes her. Meanwhile, she's like, "Oh, Ethan, you're such a pussy for not being on Twitter." And then anyone who criticizes her, she immediately blocks them and has turned off like comments and retweets. It'll be like the lolcow Discord call shows. Ooh, I should look into how they do that. Feminist segment, lit reviews, etc. Ooh, yeah. I love feminist shit. Ooh, maybe we'll do like, I have an idea. We'll do that. We'll do a theme month in February. Feminist February. I love that. Because it's my birthday month and that'll be nice. How the fuck did she become a writer if she can't handle critique? I mean, I will say I know plenty of writers who fall apart at critique. But if you don't get that thick skin, you're not built for it. You're not built specifically to be an online commentator. You're not built for it. All my problems are California being expensive related. I mean, I don't really have answers for that shit. I like the relationship stuff, you know? All right, everybody. I'm going to get going because in the morning, we are headed to Raising Cane's to try it for I guess it's the first time. I don't really remember the first time I had it. Remember, it'll be members only. So sign up now so you can get in there. But if you can't afford it, that's okay. You just won't get to live chat because I'll post it afterwards for everyone to watch. But I'm going to be answering questions, and members have left so many good questions already for me and my wife. My wife will be there off camera, and there are some questions that involve her, so it should be really fun. So make sure you, join, become a member, join the Discord, which you can do for free. It's pinned in the chat, and it's going to be 11:30 a.m. Eastern. It's already up on my channel if you want to hit the notification, because I might start a little early. Might start when we're in the car, depending on if we're running late or early or any of that. I can't join the Discord because I only have iOS device. You should be able to figure it out. I pinned we clap in cheeks. Or I
Squirrel
posted
Ray gave
about it.
$5.
Oh, thank
Shout outs
you.
to the Filipinos.
Shout out. Oh my gosh, you're up early, late. But if you check my posts on YouTube, there's instructions for iOS.
Yes, bitch. Yes.
We love you, Habanero. Thank you.
Yeah.
I know you love canes.
Habanero Sriracha just gave $10. Raising Cane's is my fave. I just ate 300 milligrams. Love you all.
Oh my God, Tamara in chat. Tamara, you look so pretty today. John Norris, I think they only have one sauce, don't they? The only sauce I saw was the cane sauce. I'm going to get whatever sauces they have, though. Shout out Tamara. Tamara, you looked so gorgeous today. I was just saying, I feel like there's like a baby makeup girly inside you. Because you're so artsy, I think you could do very cool shit. So yeah, this is an Undead Mummy Stan account. We love Tamara. You really, yeah, you ate for sure. All right, so I will see you in the morning. And yeah, thanks for becoming members. Thanks for gifts and everything. And I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your Friday. Bye.